As they say in the business, the card is always subject to change. I don't think you're going to be disappointed by this one, but Shay Cash is unable to compete here tonight.
Bummer.
He's unfortunately under the weather and will not be here, but we have found a suitable replacement.
All right, guys, give me a minute to stretch.
For one fall.
Wait a minute, what a replacement, Bobby Rossi!
A replacement who's on a different vibe nowadays.
The meta-human supervillain, Insane Dick Lane!
If you remember at the last show when we thought we saw it all, Dick Lane did the absolute unthinkable, aligning himself with Tom Billington. And this isn't the Dick Lane we're all used to.
The Dick Lane that we all know and love is a guy who can see the forest through the trees. He can see the silver lining through the clouds. But right now, Dick Lane is the clouds, and I'm just not with it. This is not the superhuman villain. This is not the superhuman villain that I know and love. The meta-human supervillain. I'm sorry.
No, Bobby Rossi, you heard Bob Whitney's reaction. Are you upset Shay Cash isn't here?
I mean, I'm upset that Dick Lane isn't the fun-loving superhero that he used to be. Now he's just a couple of drops of acid.
Insane Dick Lane scheduled to take action. He's got a big challenge ahead of himself against somebody who got a huge win against one Cipriano Abruzzi last month.
And introducing his opponent, he is accompanied to the ring by Pokemon, representing the DCMC, the Cutter Kowalski.
The Cutter Kowalski, Ricky Medeiros alongside Hollywood, looking to make this year going 2-0. And he's got a big challenge ahead of himself. His opponent can beat you with his mind.
Dick Lane has always been known to have some sort of tricks up his sleeve or some sort of telekinesis that he can unleash upon you. But Ricky Medeiros is a lot more straight up. He's a lot more of just a wrestler's wrestler.
Former Renegade Rumble winner, former Triple Crown champion, former tag team champion. This guy's done it all, and unfortunately, towards the end of last year, Mike Montero had to announce he's taking time off wrestling, retiring. Those don't exist in wrestling. But Ricky Medeiros, he's looking to take over.
Well, Ricky Medeiros, thankfully, is not dealing with bulging discs from what I'm led to believe Mike Montero is. We wish him nothing but the best of luck in his rehabilitation. We miss you, Mikey.
They love Hollywood here.
There's something very relatable, about Hollywood. He's a carry-on airs. That's one thing you can say about the guy.
Senior official calling for the bell, and this is going to be a good one. Two guys who have been with RWA basically since the start, and they're here to take over.
Well, Ricky Medeiros goes back many, many years, more so than does Dick Lane. But around the same time that Dick Lane made his way into the wrestling scene was around the same time that Ricky Medeiros found himself on the better half of a hiatus. It was one of those times where real life just had to take priority, and now you're looking at the best Ricky Medeiros ever.
I like the start of this match so far, changing things up. Dick Lane going a little technical, but Ricky Medeiros, he's somebody who could also try to one-up you.
Ricky Medeiros, who's typically known as a high flyer, and having that kind of a basis, he's always had an extreme amount of agility. Now that he's got a very strong power base about his repertoire, you're talking about a very well-balanced Ricky Medeiros, who does have a very strong technical prowess.
And bringing him right now, big Irish whip, bringing him into that corner, immediately following. Not much room for error right there. A big forearm, and immediately followed by a snapmare, hitting him with the drop kick, and Ricky Medeiros started this match off from the driver's seat.
I mean, Ricky's had a strong 24, man. I'm not surprised that he's going into 25 full head of steam.
Ricky Medeiros hitting the ropes. We call him the Cutter Kowalski, but we know he can take some flight, and what a way to start things RWA, luck is for losers. Here we go.
A daredevil dive through the middle ropes, and he sticks the landing with ease. Ricky Medeiros holding up to the promise of being one of the most agile, tough guys we have on the roster.
Oh, look at this. Dick Lane has the signature Lego bat right there. Big kick to the rope. Come on now.
Oh, this Dick Lane is playing a lot of different games, and none of them are fun. I don't like this Dick Lane. Big shots. Part of his repertoire that never really went away. One of the more prolific strikers here of the RWA. Unorthodox, yet extremely effective.
Big strike right there. Insane Dick Lane hitting the ropes. He's not done yet. Drilling Medeiros right down, followed immediately by pinfall. Referee Manny Souza, only a 2 right now.
You say it's only a 2 count. We say it's only been 2 minutes since this match has started. But we've seen a lot of action in a very short amount of time. To your point, Ricky Medeiros started off strong and hot, and now Dick Lane was able to turn things around with that one deft kick to the middle rope.
We've said it so far, some of these matches been controlled by one person. This match is back and forth, and now it's Dick Lane hitting that submission. We talk about technical, trying to cut a ring in half at times, and he's trying to apply that pressure. That right arm that's absolutely devastating use for the cutters, he's completely taking that away right now.
Dick Lane showing that he has the mind of a mad scientist and the abilities of a professional wrestler. You combine those, and it makes for a lethal combination.
Charge to the corner, Dick Lane drilling Medeiros into that middle buckle, and Dick Lane now folding him, going for the pinfall now.
Ricky Medeiros, I don't even think he's fully awake, but the core strength alone was so on point. He had no way but to spring out of that pin attempt. The conditioning of Ricky Medeiros is phenomenal. I remember when he was a string bean many moons ago.
Big kick from Medeiros, followed by a forearm opposite side. Big right hook right there. Medeiros now trying for that signature suplex to follow. Dick Lane not giving in, immediately hitting the ropes. Medeiros bounces back, and Dick Lane, big kick right there.
Staggers Medeiros, will it be enough? Oh, he saw it coming, did Ricky. Deadlift, German suplex, drops. Dick Lane on his neck.
You hear the reaction right now. Ricky Medeiros, Dick Lane, both competitors giving it their all. The question is, we say it every single match, who wants it more? We can say these guys give good efforts, but a win means everything. And when you have things like the Hype Championship, the Ocean State Championship, the RWA Championship, a win can climb you up the ranks.
Absolutely, and both of these guys know that. They've been here long enough to understand that. That's how it works, not just here, but everywhere.
Signature cutter from the cutter. Kowalski now swinging a miss, followed by the handstand. How about one more?
And Dick Lane is about 2/3 way off of Dream Street if he can manage to do so. Oh, I don't think so, man. Ricky seems to have his number.
Going to the inside, hitting both ropes. One more cutter. Ricky Medeiros now securing the win.
Medeiros unloading an entire arsenal onto Dick Lane, and yet the metahuman supervillain is able to kick out of what, instinct? I don't know.
Dick Lane had a little fight left. There's not much gas left in this tank right now. Ricky Medeiros hitting 3 cutters. Oh, what's he looking to do? Setting him up for the fireman's carry. Dick Lane folding him inside out, picking him up. Wait a minute. Drilling him down.
Just 2.5, says Souza. You would have thought that was it. Honestly, if that was anybody else, I think that would have broken their neck. Ricky Medeiros has just gotten so beefy and so strong that he can actually take that kind of punishment. It's sick. Dick Lane with a cerebellum full of rocks. He throws into Medeiros' head as well. Up and over, not quite enough. Medeiros has got him fixed on his shoulders. Just they do, and around they go!
Huge airplane spin into one of the cutters. And Ricky Medeiros does it.
Who is your winner, the
A big win here for Ricky Medeiros against somebody like Insane Dick Lane. Now Medeiros, he's on a streak. Cipriano Abruzzi, Dick Lane, former champions in RWA now. Where does the contendership start to go?
I would imagine the powers that be are starting to take notice and are starting to make their compilations. Hey, who knows? Those two are no strangers to one another, and they've done battle before. It would not surprise me to see them do battle again sometime this year for an actual championship title. Nonetheless, big ups to Ricky Medeiros for a solid victory here tonight.
Dick Lane had a change of heart in his first match under that, could not beat the Cutter Kowalski. It took 4 cutters to do it, but at the end of the job, what a year it's been for Ricky Medeiros. And Paulie, what a fan favorite.